السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. كيف حالكم؟ نعم، ونحن في الدرس الثالث عشر. We're in the 10th lesson, and as we've done before, we're going to start out. If you have the book, just go to the index, and so we can go over some just important notes before we begin the lesson. In this lesson, in lesson 13, we're going to learn the plurals, excuse me, of nouns and adjectives. Where in English, adjectives have no plural form. Like, so to give an example, you can say good man and then good men, right? So you don't have to change the plural. But in Arabic, even adjectives have plural forms. So in English, we have two kinds of plural forms. We have sound and broken. In the sound plural form, the sound plural, the word retains its original form. So book, books, pen, pens. In the broken plural of the original form, the word is changed to a greater extent. So you have man, men, woman, woman, woman. In Arabic, we have these two kinds of plural forms, sound and broken. So the sound plural is either masculine or feminine. Okay? So remember, everything in Arabic has a gender. So the sound masculine plural form has a ending. Yani muslimun, muslimuna. So muslimun with the tanween at the end, that's a Muslim. Muslimuna is Muslims. Okay, and that's the sound masculine form, plural. Mudarrisun, mudarrisuna. So mudarrisun, teacher. Mudarrisuna, teachers. Okay, and you also have the sound feminine plural, which has at the end. It's the alif and ta, at-tun. Yani muslimatun, a Muslim, a female Muslim, muslimatun, muslimatun, muslimatun. Muhandisatun, female engineer. Muhandisatun, muhandisatun is female engineers. Okay, so this plural form, the singular has a short before the ta, muslima, muslimatun, and the whereas in the plural form it is long, right? Muslimat. So like in speaking, you don't, when you won't find people using tanween when they're speaking. So like muslima, you hear that? Muslimat. That's how you can tell the difference. Muslimat has a longer, that at is, longer at the end. Okay. Now, and you have the broken plural, which unlike in English, the broken plural is widely used in Arabic, and there's more than 20 different patterns of the broken plural, and some are given in this lesson. You have, like, for instance, fa'ulun, like najmun, star, nujumun is stars, nujumun. Fu'ulun is yani like kitabun, and the jama', the plural is kutubun. Fi'alun, and you see it in jabalun, the plural is jibalun, mountains. Fu'alun with a shadda over the ayn, and the ayn is lengthened. Fu'alun, yani you see it in like tajirun, and the jama', the plural is tujjarun. Af'alun مثل قلم جمع أقلام, pens. Okay. فعلاء مثل and this has no tanween. This plural form has no tanween. فعلاء يعني زميل, and the جمع is زملاء. زملاء is colleagues or classmates. أفعلاء also doesn't have a tanween, like صديق, friend. أصدقاء, friends. أصدقاء. فعلة وتاء مربوطة at the end, مثل أخ, brother. إخوة, wasn't it? Brothers, brethren. Now, so, and this is something you're going to learn as you're learning the language. There's no way to really tell what plural form it's going to go into. Yeah? So the plural form of hada in hadihi is هؤلاء. هؤلاء. So like we say, hada tajirun, this is a merchant. هؤلاء تجار, these are merchants. هؤلاء تجار. هذه مدرسة, this is a female teacher. هؤلاء مدرسات. هؤلاء مدرسات. So here هؤلاء works both for male and female. When you're talking about a group of people. Okay, so there's no difference. هؤلاء is mainly or mostly used with human beings. It's being used to refer to non-human beings is rare, but there are examples of that. So if you let's see, Next is the plural of huwa is whom, they. Huwa, he, the plural is whom, they, masculine. Unlike the singular huwa, the plural whom is used to refer only to human beings. Okay, so you use it only to refer to human beings. Huwa mudarrisun, whom mudarrisun. They are teachers. Whom mudarrisun. And so the plural, when you see it as an attached pronoun, it will be whom at the end. Okay. So inshallah, you can see that in the book. Aina baytuhum, where's their house? Aina baytuhum. Abuhum, their father, tajirun shahirun. Their father is a famous merchant. Now, so they and there have the same form, whom. Okay. So we learned that dahaba means he went. And now they're going to give us the conjugation for whom, which is dahabu. Dahabu, they went. So notice there's an aleph at the end of the word which is not pronounced. There's an aleph that basically has a sukoon on it and you do not pronounce it. Dahabu. Okay. And let's see. And also, okay, so they're talking, okay, so next we're going to learn ba'd, some. So ba'dahum, it means some. It can also sometimes mean one of, some of, usually means like some of, and then you say it's like ba'dahum, some of them, ba'dahum mudarrisun, some of them are teachers. Well, ba'dahum muhandisun, and some of them are engineers. So ba'du, and it usually will have something. It can have a pronoun attached to it. Okay. Fatan is young man. The plural is fityatun. Ismun jama' is plural. Name is asma'un. Tawilun, tall. The plural is tiwalun. So see, even the objectives have plurals. Rajulan, rijalun. The plural man is rijalun, men. Okay. Talibun, student. The plural is tullabun, with a shadda over the lam. Tullabun, students. Okay. And nas, people. These would. So it might be completely different than the words that it represents. Okay, so we have jadidun, new. The plural is jududun. Okay, qasirun, short. The plural is qisarun. Daifun, guest. The jama' is duyufun. Hajjun, pilgrim. The jama' is hujjajun. Qaryatun. They don't give the plural there, but okay. Sadiqun, the jama' asdiqa'u. Haqlun, jama' huqulun. Mut'amu means a restaurant. Mut'amu. Okay. Zamilun, the plural was zumala'u, classmates. Ibn, the jama' is abna'un. So ibnun is son. The jama' abna'un, sons. Okay. Mujtahidun, hardworking. Mujtahidun, that's a sound masculine plural. So you add that wow, which just elongates the sound of the last letter. You're going to have one dhamma on the last letter, and you have the wow with a sukoon on it, and then a noon with a fatha on it. Mujtahidun. Okay. Sheikhun is an old man or a learned man, or a scholar. So, but also linguistically, it can mean just an old man. Sheikhun, jama shuyukhun. Naam. So, and in an idaf situation, you have like abna'u Muhammadin, Muhammad's sons. Abna'uhu, his sons. Okay, so we just put a half a huwa at the end. Okay, let's see. Inshallah, we should be able. So another thing we're gonna go over is also the plural of ha for hiya, at the attached, which for the pronoun for them feminine is hunna with a shadow over the noon. Now, and it's used for they and their hunna. So see, hunna zamilati, they are my classmates. Hunna zimalati, my female classmates. Wahada baytuhunna, and this is their house. Wahada baytuhunna. Okay. And let's see. So we have dahabu is they went masculine. For feminine, it's the habna. The habna, they went feminine. Okay. Let's see. So aina ikhwatuka, where are your brothers? Dahabu ilan jami'ati, they went to the university. Aina akhawatuka, where are your sisters? The habna. So we have a noon at the end of the word. You put a sukoon over the last letter in dahaba, and you add that noon and niswa for woman at the end. Ilan maktab. So the habna ilan maktabati. They went to the library. Now, so we have let's see, bintun. It's these, and then we have irregular plurals also. So bintun. So it's to make it because you would think to make it a sound feminine plural, you would just add the alif and ta at the end. So it can't. It's not bintat. It's banatun. Banatun is the plural. Ukhtun akhawatun. Sister ukhtun akhawatun. Fatatun. The jama is fatayatun. Fatayatun. Now, see. Let's make sure we got everything. So some of the new vocabulary we have. Imratun is a woman. Imratun. And you notice when you make it definite, when you make a marifa, it changes to al-mar'atu. Al-mar'atu. Okay, and then ustadatun is lady professor, and nisa'u is a plural for woman. Nisa'u. Ammatun is an aunt, the father's sister on the paternal side. Ammatun, zawjatun, wife, zawjun, husband. Mustashfa al-wilada, we went over before, maternity, hospital. And also we're going to learn the plural of dhalika, and tilka is ulaika. Ulaika. And the wow is not pronounced. You just put a sukoon over the wow that comes after the aleph. Ulaika means they, right? Or, when you're referring to, it's using a demonstrative pronoun for a group of people, you would use ulaika. Okay. All right. Yalabina, so let's get started. Now, so Dars al-Thalith Ashar, the 10th lesson. من هؤلاء الفتية الطوال يا علي? Who are these tall young men? So remember we said fityatu is a broken plural. It's from fatan, which means a young man, or young boy. And so fityatun is the plural, and because it's marifa, you drop one dhamma, so it's a fityatu. Fityatu. And remember we have plurals for adjectives. So we're going to say it's al-fityatu at-tiwal. Tiwal was from tawil. So who are these tall young men, ya Ali? من هؤلاء الفتية الطوال يا علي? So he says, hum tulabun jududun. They are new students. Hum tulabun jududun. So we have a broken plural for jadid. This is the plural for jadid, meaning new. So jududun would be the plural. Okay, jududun. And that's what's going to be used with human beings. Or this is the masculine plural. Okay? Hum tulabun jududun. Min aina hum. Where are they from? Min aina hum. So hum, like we said, is the plural of huwa. So this is the they masculine. Who are they? Min aina hum. Where are they from? Where are they from? Okay. Hum min America. They're from America. Ahum zumula'uka. Are they your classmates? Ahum zumula'uka. So zumula is from zamil. Zamil and zumula'u, sorry, is the jama', the plural. So and also zumula does not have tanween. Okay, so it didn't change because of the kaf. It would, even if it's by itself without this kaf, it's still going to be zumula'u. Okay. Hum zumula'uka. Naam, hum zumula'i. Hum zumula'i. So to make it my classmates or colleagues, you see he just added a ya at the end, and you put a kasra on the last letter, like we do just like kitabun, kitabi, my book. Okay. Daftaran, daftari, my notebook. So zumula'u, zumula'i, my classmates. Hum fi fasli, they're in my class. Hum fi fasli. Okay. Hum mujtahidun. So this is the sound masculine plural. So remember, mujtahidun means hardworking. So you can say huwa talibun mujtahidun. He's a hardworking student. And this is the sound masculine plural because we're talking about three or more people. So hum, so are they mujtahidun? Mujtahidun, are they hardworking? Naam, hum mujtahidun. Yes, they are hardworking. Ma asma'uhum. What are their names? Ma asma'uhum. The next part. Asma'uhum Yasirun wa Zakariya wa Musa wa Abdullahi. So their names. So Asma. Remember, Asma is the Jama is the plural of Ism. You have Ism and then Asma'un. Asma'un is name. So this is أسماءهم, their names. So he's telling them their names. First one is Yasirun, has a tanween at the end. And Zakariya has no tanween. It's mamnu' min as-sarf. Zakariya, with a shadda over the ya and a fatha over the for the ya. So Zakariya, and so it's a foreign, it's a foreign name. It's not originally from Arabic. This is Zachariah is from you say from Hebrew, right? Zachariah, like the prophet Zachariah. Wa Musa, Moses, is also mamnu' min as-sarf. You see, there's no tanween. Wa Abdullahi, and this is the Adulthood construction. Abdullahi, the slave of Allah. Abdullahi. Wa man ha'ula'i ar-rijalun qisar. And who are these short men? So qasirun means short. So this is the plural for short. Okay, qisaru. Who are these short men? And rijal is the plural of rajulun. Rajulun jama' rijalun. Rijalun. Okay, so men ha'ula'i ar-rijal. Rijalun qisaru. Who are these short men? Hum hujjajun. Hum hujjajun. They are hujjaj. They are pilgrims. They come in to make a hajj. So just remember the shadda over the jim. So a hajj, you have hajj, and then the person that makes hajj is hajj, hajjun, and then hujjajun. Hujjajun is a plural. Min aynahum, where are they from? Min aynahum. Ba'dahum min as-Sini. Some of them are from as-Sin, they're from China. Ba'dahum. So remember we talked about ba'd. Here, so it's ba'duhum, some of them, hum. Okay. Min as-Sini. Wa ba'dahum, and some of them min al-Yabani. And some of them are from Japan. Ba'dahum min as-Sini wa ba'dahum min al-Yaban. Ayna Musa wa asdiqa'uhu. Where is Musa and his friends? Asdiqa'u is the jama of sadiqun. Sadiq, friend. Asdiqa'u, friends. So where's Musa wa asdiqa'uhu? So this who at the end indicates his friends. Asdiqa'uhu. Dhahabu ila al-mat'am. They went to the restaurant. Dhahabu ila al-mat'am. So like I said, we're going to go into this is the plural in the past tense for, this is how you would conjugate for whom, for they in the past tense. They, masculine. Dhahabu. Dhahabu. So you take, if it's a three-letter verb, you take that last verb, you put a dhamma over it, you have a wow that is, it's just, all it does is elongate the sound basically, and you have an aleph that's not pronounced. So both the wow and the aleph have, you could say, have a sukoon on them. Dhahabu, dhahabu, right? And so it won't change the sound. Ila al-mat'am. They went to the restaurant. Tamarinu, exercises. All right. Hawal al-mubtada'a. So change the mubtada'a, the subject. في كل من الجمل الآتية إلى جمع. Change the subject in each of the following sentences. إلى جمع. Jam is the word for plural. جمع. So change it to a plural. Okay. So مثال. So the example. هذا طالب. This is a student. هذا طالب. So remember we said the plural for هذا is هؤلاء, and it works for males or females. هؤلاء means they. Okay. Like they are. هؤلاء طلاب. They are students. هؤلاء طلاب. Or these, you like saying these, saying like these students. هذا طالب. So it's اسم الإشارة. This is a student, a male student. هؤلاء طلاب. These, or those are طلاب. They are students. طلاب. And طلاب is the plural of طالب. طالب. طلاب. Okay. هذا تاجر. This is a merchant. So the plural is تجار. تجار with a shadda over the jim. And so you would say these or those are merchants. You say هؤلاء تجار. هؤلاء تجار. Okay. هذا حج. So this is the singular form for pilgrim. هذا حج. Someone who's making hajj to Baytullah al-Haram. هذا حج. And the plural is حجاج. حجاج. Pilgrims. So you say هؤلاء حجاج. هؤلاء حجاج. Those or these are pilgrims. Okay. هذا رجل. هؤلاء رجال. So this is a man. هؤلاء, these are men. Those are men. رجال. Okay. هذا كبير, this is big, يعني it can refer to being big in size or being older يعني in age. هذا كبير. هؤلاء كبار. هؤلاء كبار. كبار is the jama' of kibar. Like if you have kibar and ulama, يعني those are the senior scholars. Yani they senior in age and also in knowledge. So we call them kibar and ulama. This is the plural. Okay. هذا صغير. This is small. This one is small. هذا صغير, so it could be a small person or what have you. And هؤلاء صغار. These or those are small or short. I'm sorry, small. صغير. هؤلاء صغار. هؤلاء صغار. So you notice it's on the same wazn, the same form as kibar. Now, فِعَالٌ. فِعَالٌ is the wazn. Kibarun goes into it, and sigarun also sigarun goes into it. هذا قصير. So you notice a lot of these that have to do with size. When we're talking about big, small, tall, short, they go into this fi'alun form. So same thing here. هذا قصير. This one is short. هؤلاء قصار. These people, referring to a group of people, are short. هؤلاء قصار. These or those are short. هذا طويل. This one he's tall. طويل. So tall can be long, can mean long, or can mean tall. هؤلاء طوال. These are tall in the plural. طوال. So also on the fi'alun form. Okay. So inshallah that can help you remember it when it doesn't mean that everything adjective having to do with size is on this form, but as you can see, kibar, sigar, qisar, and tiwal are all in the form fi'alun. Fi'alun. Okay. هذا ولد. This is a boy. هؤلاء أولاد. Okay. These or those are boys. أولاد or children. Okay. هذا ابن. So ibn can mean a boy or can mean a son. Say هذا بنون. هذا بنون. هذا بنون because of the hamzat al-wasl, so you connect straight to the ba. هذا بنون. هؤلاء أبناء. هؤلاء أبناء. هذا عم. This is a paternal uncle, on the father's side. هذا عم. هؤلاء أعمام. أعمام. So same. You see, if you notice, أبناء and أعمام have the same pattern. They're both on the أفعال pattern. أفعال. The same scale. The same wasn't. So هؤلاء أعمام. أعمام is these are uncles on the father's side. أعمام. Okay. And it's you have a meme here and a meme here, because if you notice the shadda over the meme in amun, this indicates that it's two memes. So just to make it easier at some point in time, instead of it being being am with two memes, this is called a doubled letter. This was dawaj. So it was given a shadda to indicate that it's two memes. Amun, and that's why when it's broken up into a plural form, you see two memes again. Ahmamun. You see two memes. Okay. هذا شيخ. This is a sheikh, an old man or a scholar. هؤلاء شيوخ. هؤلاء شيوخ. So this is the plural for scholars or old men. هؤلاء شيوخ. Okay. Next, and also, and you see that they put them together in a similar form. So shuyukhun is on the fu'ulan wazn scale, and also the plural for guest is on the same scale. Fu'ulun. So hada doifun. This is a guest. Hada doifun. هؤلاء ضيوف. هؤلاء ضيوف. هذا زميل. This is a classmate or colleague. هؤلاء زملاء. هؤلاء زملاء. Notice words on this scale, on this wazn, they do not have tanween. هؤلاء زملاء. هذا فقير. This one is poor. هذا فقير. هؤلاء فقراء. هؤلاء فقراء. These or those are poor. Okay. هذا غني. هذا غني. هؤلاء أغنياء. These so this one he's rich. يعني هؤلاء أغنياء. These they are rich. So this is the plural. أغنياء. No tanween. Okay. هذا صديق. This is a friend. هؤلاء أصدقاء. these are friends. هؤلاء أصدقاء. Okay. هذا طبيب. هؤلاء أطباء. أطباء. So this is actually, it's the same form here, but it comes from tib, which has two bas. So that's why you have the person that practiced tibun is tabibun. So you see the back, the two bas come back out when you put it in the form of the fa'il, the one who's doing tib. With tibun, we're gonna write it just to make it clear, so you know what I'm talking about. So it's tib. You have a kasra under the ta and a dhamma. A shadda. Sorry, shadda over the ba and tanween. Tibun. Okay, so let's put it here. So once again, this is a doubled letter. Oops, the wrong one. Tibun, tibun. So this is two bas, but it was merged together, I guess, for the sake of convenience. And but it comes out in tobibun, and then when it's put into this form, it's it's still doubled. Yeah, I need to make it easy, instead of saying, so that like the root would actually be the its original state would be ut biba'u, which sounds funny. It don't sound right. So the since it's a double lettered after the ta, they made it atibba'u, but it's the same wasn't as astiqa'u, aqniya'u, fuqara'u. Okay, it's a af'ila'u, af'ila'u is the wasn't. Okay, and so tibba'u. هؤلاء يتبعوا, these are doctors. Okay, هذا فتان, this is a young man. هؤلاء فتية, these are young men. Okay, هذا أخ. هؤلاء إخوة. So notice it's the same pattern. إخوة. So this is a brother. These are, or they are brothers. إخوة. هذا جديد. هؤلاء جدد. هؤلاء جدد. They are new. Okay. هذا مدرس. هؤلاء مدرسون. So this is a teacher. هؤلاء, they are مدرسون, and they're male teachers. Okay. And basically the male mudakkar is the asl, in the language. Is the foundation or the foundational principle, you could say, or the origin in the language. So if you let's say there's one man and 20 women, then they're going to be mudarrisun because of the man that's in there. You're not going to say ha'ula'i mudarrisat and there's a man there and he's a teacher, right? Unless you're talking about them without the man that's present in the group. So if there's one, even if it's just one man present, they're going to be mudarrisun, teachers. Okay? هذا مهندس, this is an engineer. هؤلاء مهندسون, they are engineers, or those, these are engineers. هذا فلاح, this is a farmer. هذا فلاح. هؤلاء فلاحون, they are farmers. Okay, those are farmers. فلاحون. هذا مجتهد, this one, he's hardworking, he's studious, I'm saying earnest. هؤلاء مجتهدون, these are, or those are مجتهدون, they are hardworking. هذا مسلم, this is a Muslim. هؤلاء مسلمون, they are, or these are, those are مسلمون. That, no. So we'll go to the next one. حول المفردات التي تحتها خط إذا جموع كما هو موضح في المثال. So حول is the أمر, فعل الأمر, as the command form, which means the change. And mufradat is the words. This is the sound feminine plural, because mufrad is singular, so mufradat is talking about vocabulary words. Allati, we use allati because of mufradat being feminine. Mufradat allati, which tahtaha, under it or under them. Tahtaha, because remember we use the singular form of hiya as the pronoun when we're referring to inanimate objects or something as ghayra aql. We're not talking about human beings, we're talking about jinn. We're going to use the singular feminine pronoun. So tahtaha refers back to al-mufradat. So it's easy. So this ha is referring to this. It's hiya, we're using the hiya pronoun because mufradat is feminine and it's even and it's not it's غير عاقل. It's we're not talking about human beings or something possessing an intellect. Okay. حول المفردات التي تحتها خط. So change the vocabulary which under it is a khot, a line, to jumu'an. Change them to plural. So this jumu'an is the plural of jamma. Jamma. Maybe we write that here. Excuse the handwriting. So jam'an is plural, means plural. So jumu'an means plurals. Plurals into the plural flow. Okay. Plural flow. No. Either jumu'an. كما هو موضح as it is explained or shown يعني في المثال in the example. مثال من هذا الرجل? Who is this man? هو حج. هو حج. Jun with the shadda, so the ha connects to the jim and you merge the sounds together. هو حج. He is a pilgrim. يعني he's making hajj. من هؤلاء الرجال? Who are these men? هم حجاج. هم حجاج. So there's a dhamma over there. This is the plural form. حجاج. They are pilgrims. Okay. من أين هذا الطالب? Where's this student from? هو من الهند. So following the example, we're just going to put this into the plural. So now we're going to say من أين هؤلاء الطلاب. So you just have to go, if you forget the plural, you're just going to have to go up and look for it. And like I said, we gave a lot of them here for us. So let's see what's the plural for talib right here. So talibun is the singular, is a student. Tullabun is students. Tullabun. And that's male students. Tullabun. Or if there's one male in the crowd, it's a group of students and one male there, then it's tullabun, students. So you say هؤلاء الطلاب. Tulabu, min aina hawala tulabu is the question, and you say min aina, so where are they from? You have to say whom is plural, min and hind, they are from and hind. So here's huwa min and hind because we're talking about one student. So then we have to make it whom min and hind. So I'm just going to write it out just to make it easy. We'll do a couple examples. So this changes to, let's see. So ha'ula'i, okay. Oh, so it's going to be min aina, right. Ha'ula'i at-tulabu. So tulab has, we have a dhamma over the ta, and we have a, just make sure I got it right spot, a shadda over the lam, at-tulabu. So where are these students from? Min aina hawala at-tulabu, and the answer would be hum min al-hind. Hum min al-hind. Okay. Because here was huwa min al-hind, so you just make it a plural. Hum, they, min al-hind. And remember that for the flow of reading, this meme is going to get, so it already has a kasra. You're going to take the sukoon off the noon for the flow of reading and give it a fatha. Min al-hind. Hum min al-hind. They are from al-hind. Okay. All right. Let's clear that. Go to the next one. Aina tajirun kabiru. Where is the big, or you say like major merchant? Huwa fi suq. So now we got to make it plural. Make it the plural form. So just ask the same question. And inshallah, there are a few examples. You should be able to do this on your own. So we say aina. So we're just taking the same word and making a plural. Okay, aina tujar. Aina at-tujaru al. And we don't say And we got to make the adjective plural as well, because it has to agree also on number. So we can't use kabir, we have to use al-kibaru. Aina tujaru al-kibaru, where the big major merchants. And so the answer was huwa fi suq for the tajir when it's singular. So now we're talking about a group of people. So we say whom, they, this suq. They are in the market. Hum fi suq. Okay. Aina mudarrisun jadidu. Where is the new teacher? Huwa inda mudir. He's with the headmaster. So this we're just going to change it. So with mudarris, it's not a broken plural. You use the sound. We're talking about a group of masculine teachers. We're going to use the sound masculine plural. So we're going to change it. See, aina. So yeah, mudarris does not have a broken plural. So we're going to make it a mudarrisun. Aina mudarrisun. And jadid has, if you look, it has a broken plural. So the broken plural is judud. So aina mudarrisuna and mudarrisunan jududu. Aina mudarrisunan jududu. Where are the new teachers? So we're talking about a group of people. So instead of whom, huwa, now we have to say whom. Whom inda al-mudir. They are with the headmaster. Whom inda al-mudir. Okay. Aina talib jadid. Where's the new student? Huwa fil fasl. Is he in the class? So just gonna change it to students. Okay. Here, so aina at-tulab, and will we say jadidun, or do we have a broken plural to use? So we have jadid, and the sound, the broken plural is and judud. So it's now is aina tulab and judud, where are the new students? And that's so hum fin fasl. Are they in the class? Hum fil fasl. Okay. Now, هذا طالب غني. Is this student rich? لا هو فقير. So you just have to change this also to make it plural. Okay, so we're going to say so instead of saying هذا, what do we change that to? We have to change that to هؤلاء. 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 هؤلاء الطلاب are these students, and we have to make their adjective also agree in number. And so it's a plural, so we have to make it plural. And if you look, ghaniyun has a broken plural, which is used with it. So it's put it here. Al-ghniya'u. Al-ghniya'u. So are these students al-ghniya? Are they rich? And of course, the answer was la. Hum. Instead of who, now it's whom. Fuqara'u. Whom fuqara'u. No, they're poor. So inshallah, you should be able to do that with the, instead of, me, I don't want to waste too much time in, writing everything out. But, you can practice writing this out on your own. And we're just going to I'll go through them just to make sure everybody, understands the sentences. So, man hadha rajulu, who is this man? Huwa dayfun, he's a guest. Huwa dayfun. So we just change this to men haula irrijalu. Haula irrijalu. Who are these men? Whom duyufun. So you look for the plural for dayf, which is duyuf. Like I said, you can find most of them up top. Okay. Li akhun kabirun. I have an older brother. Li akhun kabirun huwa talibun bin jami'ah. He's a student at the university. So we're going to change this to brothers. Li ikhwatun, and then the adjective has to agree. Ikhwatun kibarun. Ikhwatun kibarun. Hum tullabun bin jami'ah. They are students at the university. Okay. Aina sadiquka. Where is your friend, ذهب إلى مكتبتي. He went to the library. So we just have to change this to its plural. So if you look for the plural, so we're going to clear this so we can go up. So we have to look for the plural for Sadiq. Find Sadiq on here is plural is asdiqa'u. Asdiqa'u. So we're going to use that here, and it's going to just become aina asdiqa'uka. Aina asdiqa'uka. And instead of dhahaba, it becomes dhahabu. Remember, so dhahabu is the plural. So as the past tense form of they went. Okay, so I have to do dhahabu. Dhahabu. Remember, this alif has no sound, right? Dhahabu. It's just a sukoon on the alif. Dhahabu. They went ila maktabati. They went to the maktaba. Okay. Muhammadan lahu ibnun saghirun. He has a small or a young son. So saghir can mean small or can mean young, like a very young son. Muhammadan lahu ibnun saghirun. Huwa talibun fil madrasati. So he's a student at the school. Huwa talibun fil madrasati. So we can change this to Muhammadan lahu ab. And so we just look for, let's clear that. We have to look for what's the plural of ibn. So we'll go back up. Oops, I forgot to change it. Sorry. So let's look for ibn. I know it's in here somewhere. Here we go. Ibn. Ibnun, the jam is abna'un. So it has tanween at the end. Abna'un. So you could say, go back to the sentence. Muhammadin lahu abna'un. And then the adjective has to agree. Also, not only gender, but also in number. Since it's a plural, we can't use saghir, so we have to use as plural, which is going to be sigar. Oops, sigar. So say Muhammad lahu abna'un sigar. He has small or young sons. Muhammadan lahu abna'un sigar. Hum طلاب في المدرسة. They are students at the school. هم طلاب في المدرسة. Okay. الزميلك مجتهد. Is your classmate hardworking? مجتهد. نعم هو مجتهد. نعم هو مجتهد. Yes, he's hardworking. So we have to change zamil. So we're going to have to look for, excuse me, what's the plural of zamil? So we can just go back up to the list. Okay. Okay, have the zamilun, so zumala'u. And notice there's no tanween, zumala'u, okay? Which it's a idafa form, showing possession, so you wouldn't have, even if it did have tanween, you wouldn't use tanween here. So it's as a me, so as a samiruka, so we were asking about your classmates, and now it's azumula'uka. Azumula'uka is your classmates, and then mujtahid. Usually when you see this meme, when it's derived from a verb like this, then it's going to be able to have a sound masculine or sound feminine plural. Okay, so mujtahidun you use the sound masculine plural. So it's just going to be, you just put that wow and noon at the end, it's going to be mujtahidun. Okay, let's put it there. So yeah, mujtahidun, and then it becomes mujtahidun. مجتهدون. So زملاؤك مجتهدون. نعم هم مجتهدون. Use the sound masculine plural. هم مجتهدون. نعم. Okay. We'll go to the next one. أضف الأسماء الآتية مرة إذا اسم ظاهرا وأخرى إذا ضمير كما هو موضح في المثال. So Adaf can mean add, or could be, here it's talking about putting it into the Adulthood Construction. This is the command form. So make these following nouns idafa. You put them in Adulthood Construction. First to a name, ism dhahir, wa ukhra to, okay, so first you're going to, do it to like clear, to a dhahir means like clear, apparent. So name, so abna Muhammad. So this is the idafa, sons of Muhammadan. Okay, and then to a domir. Yani domir meaning the pronoun, which is right here. This ha with the dhamma, abna'uhu, right? Abna'uhu. So that's the domir. Domir meaning huwa. Yani, so as it is explained or shown in the example. So you have the example, abna'un meaning boys, right? Abna'un or sons. Abna'u. So drop, you see how you drop one dhamma. Abna'u Muhammadan, make it idafa, the sons of Muhammadan. And then we just add this, we put an idafa construction by adding the domir, by adding the pronoun here, abna'uhu, his sons, abna'uhu. So you still drop, you can't have tanween, you still drop one dhamma over this, the hamza. So abna, so you can't have abna'unhu, so it would become abna'uhu. Okay, asma'un, his names, asma'un. So we're going to put this in idafa, and we're going to add it here to this noun at-tulabi. So it's going to be, so you have to take away one dhamma, and it's going to be asma'ut tulabi. And then to make it idafa to the pronoun, the domir, whom, meaning they or their, asma'uhum, their names, asma'uhum. Okay, zumala'u, notice no tanween, classmates, and you put in the idafa, zumala'u hamidun, the classmates of Hamid, and then you make it your classmates, you masculine, zumala'uka, your classmates. Astiqa'u, friends, and we're going to make it astiqa'un mudarrisi, the friends of the teacher, astiqa'un mudarrisi. And then you add the domir, astiqa'uhu, his friends. Okay? نعم. اقرأ المثال ثم حول الجمل الآتية مثله. So read the example, then change the following sentences like it. So the example is الطالب ذهب إلى المطعم. The student, he went to the restaurant, المطعم. Okay, and then they changed it here. In the example, they basically changed it into a plural. الطلاب ذهبوا إلى المطعم. الطلاب ذهبوا إلى المطعم. The students went to the restaurant. See the difference in Arabic. If the verb comes before the fa'il, before the doer, then it can stay in a singular form. Let me go ahead and do the text so I can show you. So there's two ways you can do the sentence. Okay, so you can say ذهب الطلاب. So you can maintain the singular form. ذهب, which means he went, if the verb precedes the fa'al, the doer. Okay, but if the doer comes first, then it has to agree in the number. And so if it's a plural, then ذهب has to become plural, and it has to then you conjugate it for they went. Okay, ذهبوا إلى المطعم. But as long as the verb is in front of it, then you could just be ذهب. Okay. Okay, so the next one, الطالب جلس في الفصل. So the student, he sat in the class. So all we're going to do is make this plural. So it'd be الجلسوا, الطلاب, and we have to make it they sat. They sat, so we have to make it جلسوا. Just to show it. جلسوا. Okay, الطلاب جلسوا في الفصل. They sat in the classroom. المدرس خرج من المدرسة. The teacher left, or he exited the school. He went out of the school. خرج من المدرسة. So here we're just going to make this, we're going to use the sound masculine plural for المدرس. So المدرسون خرجوا. Okay. See, خرجوا. خرجوا. They left and went out of the school. خرجوا من المدرسة. التاجر ذهب إلى السوق. The merchant, he went to the market. التاجر ذهب إلى السوق. So you're going to make it التجار. You just find the plural. You have a broken plural for tajir. So التجار ذهبوا. Right? So just ذهبوا. نعم, they went إلى السوق. Okay. اقرأ واكتب. Read and write. الطلاب في الفصل. Okay. من هؤلاء الأولاد? Who are these boys or children? من هؤلاء الأولاد? أهم أبناؤك? Are they your sons? أهم أبناؤك? لا, هم أبناء أخي. هم أبناء أخي. So the Adulthood Construction, so they are the sons of my brother, which would make them my nephews. Right? So he's saying they are my nephews. هم أبناء أخي. That. Oops. Okay. من هؤلاء الناس? Who are these people? من هؤلاء الناس هم حجاج من تركيا. They are pilgrims from Turkey. هم حجاج من تركيا. أين التجار? Where are the merchants? أين التجار ذهبوا إلى السوق. They went to the market. So notice it's a ذهبوا because if we put tujaru here, then we could say ذهب التجار إلى السوق. If we repeated the fa'il, the ones that are doing the action, but since we didn't repeat that, and we're just saying and they went, then we have to conjugate it for whom? For they. ذهبوا إلى السوق. من هؤلاء الرجال? Who are these men? من هؤلاء الرجال هم ضيوف. They are guests. هم ضيوف. الفلاحون في الحقول وأبناؤهم في المدرسة. So the farmers are in the fields and their sons are in the school. الفلاحون في الحقول is remember the plural of حقل. حقل is a field. حقول is fields. Okay, like حقول الزيت, oil fields. Okay, وأبناؤهم في المدرسة, and their sons are at the school. أين الطلاب الجدد? Where are the new students? أين الطلاب الجدد? بعضهم, remember بعض means some of. بعضهم في الفصل, some of them are in the class. وبعضهم عند المدير, and some of them are with the headmaster. Okay. أعمامي تجار كبار. Okay, my hold on. Okay. أعمامي تجار كبار. My paternal uncles are big time merchants. The major merchants. Okay, major businessmen. أعمامي تجار كبار. Okay. هؤلاء إخوتي. These are my brothers. هؤلاء إخوتي. أين أبناؤك يا علي? Where are your sons, O Ali? أين أبناؤك يا علي? هم في الدكان. هم في الدكان. They are in the store. هم في الدكان. الطلاب الكبار, the major, or it can mean the older students, في الملعب. والطلاب الصغار في الفصل. So the older students, they are in the mal'ab. Mal'ab is a place where lab happens. A place where people where you play. If you're playing tennis, different games, basketball, whatever it is, then you play at the mal'ab. Mal'ab is the place where lab happens. So it could be like a court, like a mal'ab, tennis, tennis court, mal'ab court السلة, the basketball court. ملعب كرة القدم, soccer court, or soccer, maybe you could say the soccer field. So ملعب is where the lab happens. So they're out in the court, or where they're playing at. الطلاب الكبار في الملعب والطلاب الصغار في الفصل, and the younger students are in the class. هؤلاء الفتية إخوة. These young men are brothers. They're brothers. هؤلاء الفتية إخوانا. أبوهم إمام هذا المسجد. So this is also إضافة construction. So you want to make sure you don't want to say tanween because it's showing possession that he's the imam of this masjid. So remember the mudaf You have mudaf and mudaf ilayhi. So the first word in the adulthood construction cannot have tanween. So the mudaf doesn't, it cannot have tanween, so it has, so we're going to drop one haraka, and it's going to be imamu hadha masjidi. Imamu hadha masjidi, the imam of this masjid. Abuhum, their father, imamu hadu, imamu hadha masjidi, he's the imam of this masjid. هؤلاء الرجال فلاحون من قريتي. These men, they are فلاحون, they are farmers من قريتي, they are farmers from my village. قريتي. Yani قرية is, yani is not like a city, it's like a small, village, a small town. Okay, usually we translate it as a قرية, as a village. Okay. Oops. All right, next one. أين الطلاب الجدد? Where are the new students? خرجوا, did they go out? So these, notice the here, this Hamza is for asking a question. So when you hear that, it should automatically trigger your brain that a question is about to come. خرجوا, did they go out? خرجوا. So notice you have the waw and the alif with no sound. So this is making it for whom. This is the conjugation for whom. From kharaja, he went. Kharaju, they went. Masculine. Kharaju. So aina tulab al-jududu, where the new students. Kharaju, did they go out? Did they leave? Na'am. Kharaju wa dhahabu ila al-maktabati. Yes, they went out and they went. Dhahabu ila al-maktabati, to the library. Dhahabu ila al-maktabati. هؤلاء الأطباء مسلمون, are these doctors Muslims? هؤلاء الأطباء مسلمون. نعم هم مسلمون. Yes, they are doctors. هم مسلمون. Or you could say, so usually when you stop on a sentence, then you stop on the last letter. But just to practice, to make sure you understand how to say all the vowel points, it's better to say muslimuna. Muslimuna, say and pronounce the fatha at the end. Muslimuna, so you don't get mixed up. Huma muslimuna, they are Muslims. Li abna'un sigharun. So li, remember, means I have. Abna'un, sons, sigharun. So I have young sons. Abna'un sigharun, or small. It could mean small or young. Okay. Yeah, I mean, small, like, very, young sons. بعضهم في المدرسة الابتدائية. So some of them are in ابتدائية would be like what we call elementary school in English. بعضهم في المدرسة الابتدائية. So it's like the beginning school, ابتدائية. Okay. And وبعضهم في المدرسة المتوسطة. And some of them are in the middle school. متوسط means in the middle. Okay. And وبعضهم في المدرسة المتوسطة. Okay. اكتب جمع الكلمات الآتية. So write the plural of the following words. So you have kibar. So if you forgot, just go back to the list. So we got kibar. So let's go back to this list. And let's see. Kibar. Here we go. Kabir. Kabirun. The jama' is kibar. Okay. So I want you to write the plural of these words. So if you forgot them, just go up to that list, and you can write them here. Kibar. So Muslimun does not have a sound masculine. Does not have a broken plural. So when you see this meme at the end, when it's derived from the verb like this, like Muslimun, Muhandis, it's derived from a verb, and it's when it's put into this form, you're not going to have a broken plural, in most cases. So this is when you see this, then usually it's safe to say that it has a sound masculine plural you could use. If you're talking about a group of male Muslims, right? So we're going to make this, let's say Muslimun to Muslimuna. Okay, Rajulun has a broken plural, so Rajulun, Rijalun, Ibnun, Abna'un. Right, so just go back. Like I said, if you're not sure, you just go back to the list and you practice that. So this way you can memorize these plurals. So when you see them, you know what it is. Fatan, fityatun. And that was one of them. We just saw Ibn. Let's see. Ibnun, abna'un. See, abna'un, sons. You can do that with all of these on your own, and this way, inshallah, just practice these so that to the point that you memorize the plurals, because you're not always going to know just looking at it. Okay, ibnun, abna'un, doifun, duyufun, fatan, fityatun, hajun, hujjajun, akhun. What did they use for us? I already forgot. So let's go back up. You have ikhwanun, but that's not what they used here. They use the other one, ikhwatun. They use that form. Ikhwatun, plural. And you also have, ikhwan is also another plural, which is not being used here. صغير صغار طويل طوال غني أغنياء فقير فقراء. Okay. And الكلمات الجديدة. So here they have the new words. الحقل. الحقل is a field, or the field, because it's alif lam ma'rifah. So the field. الحقل حقول means fields. حقول. And nasu, the people. And qaryatu, the village. الضيف, the guest. الشيخ, the old man or the scholar, the learned man. الشيخ. المطعم is the restaurant. المدرسة الابتدائية is the beginning school, or yani elementary school. Now, inshallah, to keep this from being too long, we'll continue with this section ba in the next video, inshallah. Now, jazakumullahu khairan, barakallahu feekum, wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.